Give me a moment. All right. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. I do this every so often because we have people that sort of look around and say, wow, I get these great emails, or I follow you on Facebook, or I know of rep companies, but I really don't know what they do. All questions are valid. They're completely normal. So what I wanted to do is just take a few minutes and show you a little bit more about who we are, who the team is, what we do, and more importantly, how we can help you sell better and how we can help you expedite things, elevate your business, and just be a tool for support really for you so that you can do what you need to do quicker, easier, and with just more resources at your fingertips. So I'll go right in here. We just celebrated our 20th anniversary. So Trumarketing has been in business 20 years. I've been doing this for a very long time. Just a little bit about me. You don't have to read the whole thing, but my parents were in tourism. That's how they met. They were working at an airline. My dad was a tour operator. So I kind of grew up in this. I never really thought it would be a career. Never figured anything would be interesting enough to be able to make money doing it. just to have fun. I thought it was, just a great pastime. So it was an interesting kind of trajectory. I started at a tour operator out of college, just took a part-time job while I wanted to be a TV news producer. That's actually what I wanted to do with my life. And, I took a job, the job kept getting better and better. And, throughout a couple of years of putting in my dues there at the tour operator, I was able to launch my business. So that's kind of where it happened. So I've been doing this a very long time. I've been to over 120 countries, still counting. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I'm a single mom. I take her everywhere. If you follow me on social media, you'll see that she's a lucky kid. We have a lot of fun together. She and I are super close. And a lot of people always think, okay, how do you do this all? Well, yes, we work hard. There's a lot to do, but there's a team behind me, and I really want to acknowledge them as well, just so you know. So these are the directors. I'll show you a little bit and tell you a little bit how we're structured as far as sales reps and people around the country that handle things for us. But we have Tracy, who's our director, and Tracy is basically my right hand. So I couldn't live without her, with her friendship, and definitely could not do all of this without her. She's amazing. A lot of you have spoken to her, so she kind of does, a huge amount on her own. She's a huge support to me and all of us. So she's very, she can handle about 1 billion things at once, which is kind of how I work, and it's great. And she's very, very intuitive. So she's extremely responsive. A lot of you have dealt with her. A lot of you have met with her. But she's always available. And we have several different people that handle shows and do sales calls on our behalf in different parts of the country. So 2 people in the Northeast, another person in Dallas, and then we have someone on the West Coast. Fabrice should really be, recognized as one of our just extreme magic makers as well. I don't know if any of you know, but we have an office in Latin America, and we do a lot of different outbound business from mostly Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, and Chile. So those would be our top spots where we service a lot of tour operators and a lot of upscale travel agents. So Fabrice is amazing. He's Swiss. He lives in Ecuador. He speaks 5 languages. He's just a wonderful human being and a lot of fun to be around. So he can definitely do anything. And I have him in Japan now for about 21 days, handling back-to-back media trips. So he went and was the happiest person you could imagine when we asked him to go. And he can just he's learning Japanese, and I'm sure that's like his 6th language now, but he's just delightful. So these are the core people that kind of sit with me alongside of me and make things happen across North and South America. Then we have the big boss, Buster. A lot of you have been on the phone with me. Buster usually makes an appearance. He's, aside from my daughter and my partner, he's, the third love of my life. So he's usually barking. He'll bark in the background, I'm sure, as I'm chatting here. But there you go. So everything goes through him. He's a little pint-sized dictator as he is, and he rules everything really in my life. All right, so a little bit about Trumarketing. Let's kind of get into who we are. So we are a sales, marketing, and PR representation firm. We only work with clients in the travel space. As I mentioned, I've been doing this a very long time. We have a beautiful client roster, and that consists of tourism boards, hotels, DMCs, luxury yachts. So collectively, all of the people that we represent span over 80 destinations. So it's very difficult to find a place where we cannot help you. It really kind of works in such a way that a lot of our DMCs cover multiple countries. You know, we don't have 80 different DMCs. Several cover many different countries or many different regions. So it's very possible you'll reach out to us and one can, you know, like our high tours, for example, in India covers the entire Indian subcontinent, you know, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Bhutan, Nepal, India, and all of that. So it happens like that. So collectively, there is quite a bit. The tourism boards we work with are Visit Hungary, St. Martin Tourism Bureau, that's the Dutch side of the island. We work with Ishikawa Prefecture in Japan. And we also are the agency of record for Vanuatu Tourism Office in the South Pacific. You know, and then we have our entire list that's available on our site, but we always are able to, you know, mail that to you on demand. You can keep it up and keep it handy. We update it constantly. A couple of new things have happened over the last couple of months. We've gotten Beachcomber Resorts and Hotels, which are a group of luxury properties in Mauritius, 8 of them. We're actually going to be starting with a new, very intensive, intensively culturally focused Portugal DMC very shortly. We have a new Morocco partner coming on board, and so on and so forth. So things are always changing, they're evolving, so much different and better than they were a couple of years ago. So we thank you for sticking with us and also sticking through this this crazy time. I think we all got through it together. So a lot of people run our live chats that we ran during that time, and we, you know, it even formed a bigger bond between us and a lot of the agents that we work with. So this is our portfolio, and we are here to support you. Trumarketing does not book anything. We don't work on commission. We don't try to take the business. We don't, you know, nothing. Our job, we are employed by our clients. So our job is to be a resource for you locally, relatively on your time zone, to be able to help you with questions, with referrals, with information, with suggestions, and most importantly, connections to our clients. So for all of these people, we have quite a lot of, you know, collateral and a lot of resources on hand to be able to share with you. So one of the most important things is when you don't know who to go to or you need a selection of DMCs, I always get kind of, I know it can be frustrating when you're on a big travel agent site and you say, okay, you know, I need a DMC for France. And then you have a billion people shooting things at you and saying, well, this one, and then they start infighting and saying, well, this one never answered me and this one is not good. Those are really confusing. So, you know, you don't have to go with our DMCs, but obviously if you do ask, we're going to direct you to our clients. And then what we're going to do is take it a step further. We're going to take your brief or ask you a little bit about what you need. And then we're going to connect you with the right person. So we don't want to delay your process. Like if you come and say, I need an Italy DMC, but you don't know exactly why you need it, that's okay. We'll still introduce you. But the more information you give us, the better we can connect you. So for example, if you come to me and say, okay, I have a group of 16 and it's all women and they want a cooking class and they want something, you know, whatever it is that they want, I would connect you with the group's director who handles that at the DMC so that you have the right person, so that you're never emailing info at ... Not sure if you're getting a human or a bot. If you have a very, very highly customized FIT and it's an exceptional honeymoon or, you know, it's whatever it is, that might be a different expert in the company. So come to us first so we can get you right to the right person so that there is no delay, because we know that you're only selling and you're only making money once you close those sales and you have the information. There is really nothing more frustrating than having to wait, you know, days, weeks, sometimes even months, like it was the case this summer for quotations for a lot of people, especially in Europe. I heard immense frustration around the room about people not being able to get answers. So come to us. You know, if our DMCs can help you, fantastic. That's our goal. If they can't, or it's, you know, it's out of budget or something like that is not going to work, at least you have the connection for the next time. So that is what we do. We try to streamline the process to get you right to the right person immediately so that you know what is happening. We are also here for education. We want you to become rock stars. Our job is to help you be able to become an expert, or at least sound like you are when you're talking to a client. So that can look like a lot of different things. We do a lot of webinars, and those are announced always on our Facebook group, in our emails. We'll talk about that in just a bit. We promote them through all of our social channels. And our webinars take 2 different forms. So sometimes we'll do them on Zoom, just like this. And lots of times, you know, it'll be us delivering a presentation, which is great. many times, which is a lot of fun, we bring the vendors on and we have maybe a roundtable discussion, or we'll have 2 or 3 people from a destination talking from a different angle and different point of view. Or many of you have seen our TV shows, and this is just a list here. We have a YouTube channel. It's called Vanguard Luxury, and this was started when we started our Vanguard Spotlight broadcasts during the pandemic. We keep a lot of our shows and a lot of our webinars here because we know you can't make everything. Nobody can be everywhere. And I think work schedules are definitely weird these days. People are working at odd times. You work basically whenever you can, and you work from anywhere. This is just the lifestyle today. So sometimes you're just not available for a webinar at a particular time, and we get that. So we record everything. We throw it up here so that you can watch it. Sometimes with the shows, they look really nice. We work with a TV producer who's based in Europe, and she does a great job. You can even share those with clients. It's non-competitive. It's not that anybody would take it and book direct. They'll still book through you, but sometimes it's really nice to be able to give them some color of a destination, or what, let people watch what people are talking about. And it's really informative. If somebody's looking to go to a particular destination, they don't know what to do, and they watch one of our destination shows where it's like you have a DMC, you have a hotel, you have an experience provider, and you have an airline, something like that. All of them are talking together from a different angle. And it contributes to a really fun discussion showcasing a lot of immersive options that you can take advantage of. So definitely watch these, dive through them. You can look at them anytime. We also have our Vanguard series, which I mentioned before. We've had 8 editions, which is fun. And we do these kind of rapid fire shows where it's just people coming on board for 5 or 10 minutes and doing a very quick fire presentation. So it is one after another. They're always amazing. They're always cool destinations, cool hotels. And we know that you have a lack of time, a lack of available time. So those work well because it's quick. Oh, hello, this is this hotel. All right, let me check that out if I want. Let me skip through this. It's not relevant to me. You can go through and meet, 13 to 15 partners generally in a single broadcast. We give you their contact info, and it's just a great way to keep up with what's trending. So we have all of this. You have all of the videos on demand and the trainings. And then beyond that, we do trainings all the time for individual agents, for companies, for offices that request them. There are times where we'll do like a lunch and learn, and we'll send in lunch for the group of people that are coming to the office, and we can sit around the virtual table and do it. We are out there. So if you want an office visit with us and the full-on presentation with some sweets and coffee, we can do that too. So we are around for you. We're available. And when we're in a particular market, we do usually announce it so that, on the social channels or on the email, so that we can hang out with you. We would love that. All right. So for FAMs, we have quite a few, and there's always many running at any given time, which I love. A couple of things. Many of our providers do group FAMs, where it's 1 departure or 2 departures, and you can register for those. But throughout the year, all of them pretty much do something interesting, for anybody that needs something. So if you needed an on your own FAM or an on-demand visit, and you wanted to create an itinerary with some agent rates, so many of them are able to do that for you, especially in non-peak periods. So always ask. For instance, for our India DMC, they have constant on your own FAMs. They have modules you can book at any time. There's a site, just ask me for it. I will give it to you if you haven't seen it before. Special interline offers. We have agent rates at most of the hotels that we represent. So those are always available to you during peak periods, non-festive, and then you can take those and you can do whatever you want. You can bring your family. You can, there's so many opportunities to visit and take advantage of those benefits, and also meet the people behind the scenes. And I will say one thing that is really trending and that we're loving talking about, especially with regard to agent FAMs, is one of the DMCs that we work with is Viator's in Croatia. And if you've looked at us at all, all we talk about when it comes to Croatia are luxury yacht charters. That is the hottest product that you can find out there. And Via happens to be pretty much the top in the Adriatic for chartering boats, and they have boats of so many different sizes. So what we're doing now is working with a lot of agents and agencies that are getting together and booking and chartering their own yachts for their own agent fam. So some are taking like the whole company for a retreat. Some are grabbing their friend, we all have friends at different agencies, companies in the industry. It's very possible for you to do that too, round up a few. You can do a yacht for 4 people. You can do a yacht for 30. There's so many different options. And that is a beautiful journey. It's 7 nights cruising the Adriatic, stopping at different islands, wine tastings, food tastings, hikes, kayaking, you name it. Croatia is just a treasure trove. So that's something I would point out, is something to look at. But right now you're looking, this is when I was in Ecuador last, but we have 2 FAMs that are running right now in September back to back, that are completely transformational. The FAMs that we offer are not your standards. They're not the ones you see in normal travel agent flyers. They tend to be very deep, very complex, very well thought out. And the purpose is to get you thinking in a very different way. So they're not full of just hotel inspections and running around on a bus from morning till night. A lot of them are just more soulful and mindful and heart-centered. So that's the goal. So let us know if you do want to visit somewhere, and we can try to make it happen. All right. As far as marketing tools, access to creativity, we know you may need help with your stuff. So we are here. We have banks of photos, videos, written content, blog posts, you name it, for really every client that we work with and every destination. And I know a lot of you are using ChatGPT, things like that. It is such a great idea, but sometimes you need photos to accompany it, videos, you need personal touches, things like that. So we can always provide you with anything really, on behalf of our clients, either for destination based, or if it's, more of a photos on a particular itinerary or experience. And I will say, also our DMCs are really adept at trends and rising trends and adapting to niches. So for example, we get a lot of women's group requests right now. So a lot of them are evolving what they're producing and really kind of taking a hard look at what would be more interesting for women to do. Are they all post-divorce? Are they looking for, support? Are they, are people all trying to, I don't know, do a mental detox, and they need more, spiritual opportunities, things like that. That's a rising trend right now. So we're finding a lot of different, ways that they're adapting to that, and also cross-cultural connections. Most of our DMCs have pretty deep roots and connections locally, so they can bring in particular speakers, they can bring in role models, people that have worked their way up from the bottom and have really impressive stories to tell and share. So we can, we like to sort of integrate unique experiences into the fold. So when you send something to any of our DMCs, you're never going to get something cookie cutter unless that's specifically what you want. And if it is, then it's going to pain them to do it, but they can. And with that, plenty of marketing tools, plenty of access. And if you are so stuck and, it's the first time somebody has ever asked you for something on a particular destination and you don't know where to start, just call us. We're fine. We'll walk you through it. We'll give you some good talking points to give you a little bit of what you need to know. I got this from my dad. He was just an amazing, brilliant guy. He was a tour operator. And when I was growing up, I always thought he was fluent in about 50 languages, because no matter where we went in the world, he could communicate with somebody. And his secret was knowing just a little bit of a lot of languages, and enough to get, enough to get the conversation started, or enough for us to get help before there were digital resources if we were lost and things like that. So that's where you want to start. Don't turn away a booking because you just don't know where to go. Come to us and we'll give you some good support in the beginning, and then our DMCs will take over and they'll be able to create some things that make you look like you were working on it for weeks and weeks and weeks. So that's the goal. And events, we're back to a lot of in-person events, thank goodness, because we always did them and then we had to stop, and that was hard. So we get out a lot. Either we'll do, we'll just pitch up at a cool location and you'll come and meet us and say hello for coffee or a drink. We do a dinner series in various, markets and cities around North America and also in South America throughout the year. And we share those, or we'll just send out individual invitations to those we know are in the market. So it's really important for also you to update us where you physically located, because a lot of people move throughout the year. And then I will say that we have one big event that we do each year now. This was our last one. It's called the Vanguard Experience. I really encourage everybody on this call to consider coming. We did the last one in New York. So is it, I took over a billboard in Times Square and I had all of our suppliers up there, and they basically fainted and then they stood back up and then they had a glass of champagne with me. But we had 2 days of real human interaction. This was a different event. We wanted it to be based on relationship building, and that was the vision. So we had 16 suppliers, 2 days. We had really fun events that forced people to talk to each other and get to know each other, like a lock and key party at the beginning. So either person had a lock or a key, and you kind of had to run through the whole party and get to know people and try to find your match. And it was hilarious. And we had games happening, and people really bonded and played together. We then had a marketplace where everybody was able to be together and everybody met with everybody, which was great. So the suppliers found huge benefit, and so did the attendees. There's also media that attends, as well. So it's great ways to connect with some members of the media. And then we have sort of a closing event that's based on teamwork. So we did an escape room, and that was just hilarious. People had such a great time, and great new friendships were formed. So it's not your typical trade show. There is no cost to it for agents to attend the gatherings. If you do travel, that's of course on your own. But the next one is being held in Dallas. It's going to be at the Star, which is the world headquarters of the Dallas Cowboys. So you'll get to go on the field for a bit. You're going to be right in the heart of everything, the operations rooms. And, where all of the big wigs get together, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a huge campus with a lot of great places to explore. So it's definitely, we're going to have an amazing keynote speaker. We're going to have some marketing takeaways. And then of course the time and the mingling and mixing with the partners. So it's going to be a great time. It's March 25th and 26th that you can shout out to us if you want to get more info on applying. But we always will let you know as well when we are coming to a particular city for an event, so that you can join us, hopefully. And then the social content. This is important. We don't want to be the biggest. We just want to be the most efficient. So our Facebook group is a really great resource. Obviously, it's free. You should join. We post content probably 4 to 6 times a day. It is made for you to be able to take and share. That's the purpose. So we want you to steal it, in effect, because you should be sharing it. It's great stuff. It's great stuff that promotes, conversation, that sort of drives interest. So you can take that, or you can use it to just come straight back to us and get inspired of something. It's you can just search Trumarketing on Facebook and you can ask to join. I hope that you do. We're about 6,000 agents or so strong, and we want to keep it only to agents that are very serious and that are supporting us. And that, it's not a forum. I'll tell you why it's different. It's really, we control the content. So it is not a forum where everybody is just posting all day long and asking for recommendations and asking for this. There are plenty of groups for that. This is not that. This is for you to have a steady stream of information that just comes to your screen. Aside from that, we also have a chat channel. It's very small, but it's on GroupMe. If you use it, it's GroupMe is the app. I use it all the time for my daughter's chats and cheer schedules and all that kind of stuff. But it's something where I have a little group, and it's only about maybe like 25 of us. And I just try to push out something interesting every day. And that lands right on your phone as a text message to keep you interested and engaged. Lots of time as we have more things moving forward. The people on that chat will be the first to know about a couple of things that happen before everybody else. And then, of course, we have our emails. So just reach out to me, info@trumarketing.com, if you're not on our list and you want to be. So we send emails out daily. I know it sounds like a lot, but we get a very low unsubscription rate and we get a very high open rate. So people are reading them and we love it. I always say, if you don't want it, delete it, you want to unsubscribe, that's fine. But this is just what we do. We're very upfront about how much we send because there's a lot of content. So it's basically like a daily reminder. A lot of people tell me they may not need it at the moment, but they take our emails and they file them. And then they just kind of do a search by destination if something comes up, and then they find them useful. We work really hard at them. So I hope that, that they are helpful, and you can definitely sign up if you like. And a lot of our announcements take place there. And then what we also do is we try to help you with additional things that you might be challenged with. So for example, we have 2 resources for you at the moment that you can purchase. We have put together a document of 365 social posts. So those are in a Word document purposely so that you can cut, paste, and share them. Like if you're done with social media and you don't know where to start and you don't have any time, You can get this document with a link to all sorts of free resources for photos that you can use that are royalty free, or you can use your own photos, and they're creative posts. They are reminders about particular days that are national holidays of a particular niche or something funny that you can post it. It's basically one day, one social post a day for a year. So it's tremendous. And if you're using ChatGPT or you're not using it and you're not sure how to maximize it, we also created a resource that is a ton of prompts to use for ChatGPT to get the answers that you need. It's kind of tough to use it sometimes unless you know how to ask the right questions. You may want to get some compelling content, but if everybody's asking the same question, everybody's going to have the same stuff that they put out. That's the danger of it. The beauty of it is you can really kind of play around with it and manipulate it if you know how to ask the right questions. That's a whole separate chat. I won't go into it too much, but for anyone who wants to know more about ChatGPT, I've been working a lot on it. So you can reach out to me and we can just have a conversation offline. Or you can use this document, which directs you on how to ask those questions to get more enriching content to share for your blogs and your sites and your newsletters. So that's kind of an overview of who we are. I'm just seeing if there are any questions here. If you have questions, use it in the chat. I did not want to take too much of your time, but just wanted to give you a nice smooth overview. I'm getting some nice positive overviews. Thank you so much. Yes, I will send everybody a link to the marketing tools, but a lot of them are on demand though. If you need something specific, say you needed photos for Vanuatu, for example, like ask me for those individually and I'll send those individually. We have a bank of thousands, so there's nowhere I can really direct you where every single thing is, but if you need individual things, I can do that. Anyone who needs information on the social content and stuff, please email me now, info@trumarketing.com. And then I can be able to help you and guide you on anything that you need. So this is really who we are. Like I said, I record this. I'm going to throw it on our YouTube channel. You should subscribe to that so that you get updates when we put things out there. And I'm just really glad that you had some time to join me. So again, reach out anytime. We are here for you, any of them. I'm so glad that you found it helpful. Thank you, Rachel. And yeah, we're here to assist. So I hope this gave you a better overview of where we are and what we can do. And then we look forward to continuing to work with you. So thank you so much. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day.